ब्रज यमुना तीरा वनचारी, यमुना तीरा वनचारी। जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी, गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी। जय राधा कुंज बिहारी, गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे कृष्णा हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे, कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे, कृष्णा कृष्णा हरे हरे, हरे राम राम जय गौरंग जय गौरंग जय गौरनिताय, जय कृष्ण बल जय कृष्ण बलराम, कृष्ण बल जय कृष्ण बल, जय कृष्ण राम, कृष्ण बल जय कृष्ण बलराम, जय ललिता विशाखा, जय राधे श्याम ललिता विशाखा, जय राधे श्याम, जय ललिता विशाखा, जय राधे श्याम ललिता विशाखा, जय राधे श्याम, जय जय प्रभु जय जय प्रभु, जय जय प्रभु जय जय प्रभु। जयों विष्णुपाद परिव्रजचार्य अष्टोत्तर श्रीमद्भय चरणारिंद भक्ति स्वामी श्रील प्रभुपाद की, अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की, नामाचार्य श्रील हरिदास ठाकुर की। प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्त वृंद की। श्री 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 वृंदावन धाम की, नवद्वीप मायापुर धाम की, जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की, गंगा माई की, जमुना माई की, भक्ति देवी की, तुलसी महारानी की, सावेद भक्तवृंद की, हरे कृष्ण महामंत्र की। All glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to Sri Guru and Gauranga. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Reading from chapter 2 of the Bhagavad Gita, which is entitled Contents of the Gita Summarized, verse number 40. Neha Pratyavayo na vidyate Swalpamapyasya dharmasya Trayate mahato bhayat Neha Bhikramanashosti Pratyavayo na vidyate Swalpamapyasya dharmasya Trayate mahato bhayat Neha Bhikramanashosti Pratyavayo na vidyate Swalpamapyasya dharmasya Trayate mahato bhayat Pratyavayo na vidyate Swalpamapyasya dharmasya Trayate mahato bhayat Neha Bhikramanashosti Pratyavayo na vidyate Swalpamapyasya dharmasya Trayate mahato bhayat Neha Bhikramanashosti Pratyavayo na vidyate Swalpamapyasya dharmasya Trayate mahato bhayat. So word to word, na, there is not. Iha, in this. Yoga, Yoga, abhikrama, in endeavoring. Nashaha, loss. Asti, there is. Pratyavayaha, diminution. Na, never. Vidyate, there is. Swalpam, a little. Api, although. Asya, of this. Dharmasya, occupation. Trayate, releases. Mahataha, from very great. Bhayat, danger. Translation: in this endeavor, there is no loss or diminution, and a little advancement on this path can protect one from the most dangerous type of fear. Everybody can repeat. In this endeavor, there is no loss or diminution, and a little advancement on this path can protect one from the most dangerous type of fear. Purport: activity in Krishna consciousness or acting for the benefit of Krishna without expectation of sense gratification is the highest transcendental quality of work. Even a small beginning of such activity finds no impediment, nor can that small beginning be lost at any stage. Any work begun on the material plane has to be completed, otherwise the whole attempt becomes a failure. But any work begun in Krishna consciousness has a permanent effect, even though not finished. The performer of such work is therefore not at a loss, even if his work in Krishna consciousness is incomplete. 1% done in Krishna consciousness bears permanent results, so that the next beginning is from the point of 2%. Whereas in material activity, without 100% success, there is no profit. Ajamila performed his duty in some percentage of Krishna consciousness, but the result he enjoyed at the end was 100% by the grace of the Lord. There is a nice verse in this connection in Srimad Bhagavatam 1.5.17. Tyaktva swadharmam charanambhujam harer bhajan apaktotapate tato yadi yatra kva va bhadram abhud amushya kim Kovarthapto bhajatam swadharmatah. If someone gives up his occupational duties and works in Krishna consciousness and then falls down on account of not completing his work, what loss is there on his part? And what can one gain if one performs his material activities perfectly? Or, as the Christians say, what profiteth a man if he gain the whole world yet suffers the loss of his eternal soul? Material activities and the results end with the body. But work in Krishna consciousness carries a person again to Krishna consciousness, even after the loss of the body. At least one is sure to have a chance in next life of being born as a human being, either in the family of a great cultured Brahmana or in a rich aristocratic family. That will give one a further chance for elevation. That is the unique quality of work done in Krishna consciousness. ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपकदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। हे वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं श्रीकृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्री राधा कृष्ण पदान सहगण ललिता श्री विशाखान्वितांश्च। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधो दीनबंधो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांता राधा कांत नमोस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छा कल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवत्सदि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे. So Bhagavad Gita, we know that who spoke to who? Krishna spoke Bhagavad Gita to Arjuna. Why did Krishna choose to speak this knowledge to Arjuna? Why not to Duryodhana? He was a devotee, and then
he accepted as his disciple.
disciple, yes. Yeah, that's all correct. Nothing is wrong, but I'm looking for, he was his devotee and he was his friend and he was non-envious. So these are the three qualities. In Bhagavad Gita, in 4th chapter, 3rd verse, Krishna says, Saivayam maya tedhyah yogah proktah puratanaha bhakto sime sakha cheti rahasyam hetaduttamam. That very ancient science of the relationship with the Supreme is today told by me to you because you are my friend as well as my devotee and therefore can understand the transcendental mystery of this science. Bhagavad Gita is mystery, not anyone and everyone can understand. So because Arjuna was his friend, his devotee, so Krishna imparted this knowledge to Arjuna. He chose to give this knowledge to him. And what is another qualification that Arjuna possessed, that Krishna chose to give this knowledge to Arjuna? He was never envious of him. In the 9th chapter, very first verse, the Lord says, Sri Bhagavan Uvacha idam tote guhyatamam pravakshyamyana suyave jnana vijnana sahitam yajnitva mokshase shubat. Now I shall impart this to you, this most confidential knowledge, because you are never envious of me. Even Bhagavatam also says, Nirmat Saranam Satam. To understand this transcendental literature, one has to not have any envy at all. If we are envious, the knowledge will not manifest to us. And Krishna also says that, Naham Prakashah Sarvasya Yogamaya Samavrataha Mudhoyam Nabhijanati Loko Mamal. I'll cover them with my Yogamaya potency so that they cannot see me. So this is very, very important that one is non-envious to understand Bhagavad Gita. So we see that in the very first chapter, how did the first chapter begin? Arjuna, Sanjaya, Dhritarashtra asked Sanjaya, after my sons and the sons of Pandu assembled at the place of pilgrimage, desiring to fight, what did they do? So then Sanjaya is relating everything to Dhritarashtra, and Sanjaya got the special mercy from Vyasadeva that he could see wherever he sits, he can see what's happening on the battlefield. So like that, he started to relate everything. Then this Duryodhana started to compare between this side and that side who were all there, great personalities, on this side who is there. So he started to compare and he started to belittle Bhima again, with Bhishma Dev. Bhishma is so great general and Bhima is very small fig in front of such a. So he's because of this envy, and he knew very well that if at all he dies, it's in the hand of Bhima only. So he was very envious. So that is why he started to belittle him. There was comparing and all these things started was happening. And then he was also cautioning others that please give Bhishma Dev protection from all sides, because he is the great general. If at all we have to win, it is only because of him. So everybody should give protection. And he started to do a lot of politics and all that. Then the conch shell started to begin. First, Bhishma Dev blew his conch shell, making Duryodhana's heart shattering that there's no hope of his winning like that. And then when Krishna blew his conch shell, Panchajanyam Rishikesho Devadattam Dhananjayaha Poundram Dadma Mahashankam Bhimakarma Vrukodaraha Ananta Vijayam Raja Kunti Putro Yudhishthiraha Nakulasa Devascha Sugosho Manipushpakau. So first Krishna blew his Panchajanya conch shell. The sound vibrated was so divine and it was there was no hope for Duryodhana to win at all. So it was transcendental conch shell, not ordinary. So Krishna blew his conch shell and Arjuna blew his, which was Devadatta, and Yudhishthir blew his Ananta Vijaya, and Bhima blew his Poundra, and then Nakula and Sahadeva, Sughosha and Manipushpaka. So after this very vibration of all this very transcendental conch shells, Duryodhana's heart was shattered, thinking that, what's. Of course, we know that Krishna, wherever he is, Yatra Yogeshwara Krishna, Yatra Partho Dhanurdharaha, Tatra Shri Vijayo Bhuti Dhruvani Tirmama. Wherever there is Master Yogeshwara, who is Yogeshwara? The master of mystics, Krishna is there. And wherever Dhanurdharaha, a supreme archer is there, there is always opulence, victory, morality, and definite there is win there, like that, that is known thing. So of course, so after the blowing of all these conch shells, then there is Krishna's Bhakta Vatsalyata is shown like that, how he is completely, he's called Achyuta, infallible, and how his devotees are he's very dear to his devotees and devotees are very dear to him. Then also there are different names of Krishna as described there, and also the signs of victory for the Pandavas. On Pandava's side, the signs of victory was, can anyone tell what were the signs of victory for the Pandavas? Hanuman was there on the flag. So because Hanuman brought Mother Sita back to Ram, there was victory. So there was a sign of victory. And also the Agni Dev gave the chariot on which Arjuna and Krishna were seated. So, and also wherever Krishna, there's goddess of fortune, Lakshmi is personally present there. So there are quite a few signs of victory. And then after that, at one stage, Arjuna requested Krishna to bring the chariot in between the two armies. Till then, Arjuna was very enthusiastic. But then after that, Arjuna requested Krishna to bring the chariot in the middle of the army so that he can see with whom he is going to fight. So he wanted to see. Krishna, being a Paramatma, he knows what's going to happen in mind of Arjuna. On purpose, he stationed the chariot in such a way that first Arjuna happens to see these great people like, Bhishma Dev, Dronacharya, Krupacharya, all these great worshipable people like that. When he saw them, then of course Krishna's name was Partha Sarathi. He became the charioteer of Arjuna. Because he became the charioteer of Arjuna, his position as the supreme personality of Godhead will never be challenged. He is still the supreme. Because the Lord is very merciful, he is ready to take orders from his servant. Like in the material world, everybody want to be master, nobody want to be servant. But here Krishna is showing how he can become the servant of his own devotee like that. So this is very exemplary that then he's taking the orders of his devotee. Arjuna is telling, please draw Senayor Madhye Ratam Stapayame Chita Yavadetan Rikshiyam Yodhuka Manavastitan Kairmaya Sah Yodhavyam Asmin Rana Samudyame. So Krishna, taking the order of his devotee, he stationed the chariot in such a way that first Arjuna sees these great people. As soon as he saw all these people, Oh my God, all these different symptoms started to arise in his body. His mouth started to dry up, his hair started to stand at the end, and Gandiva boy is sleeping and is forgetting himself, his mind is reeling, all these symptoms. Then he said, oh my God, I'm not going to fight. All these people are worshipable, let alone even, I cannot even verbally argue with them. And how can I kill them? Definite, no. I'm not going to fight. Then, he gave very nice 5 good reasons why he doesn't want to fight. The very first reason he gave was, does anyone know? Compassion. Huh? So Arjuna at that stage, he's seeing all the people assembled on the battlefield of Kurukshetra as their bodies. Hmm? So on purpose, it's not that Arjuna was but he was put in such a yoga maya so that he behaves like that. Otherwise, Arjuna is an eternal associate of Krishna, of course. So then, so Arjuna is seeing all these people. He said, oh my God, I'm going to kill all these people. Definite. No. Then, then he gave 5 good reasons. First one was compassion. The second reason he gave was enjoyment. Third reason he gave was fear of sinful reactions. Fourth reason he gave was destruction of dynasty, kulakshaya. Then fifth reason he gave was indecision. It was not quite a reason. He was indecision. He doesn't know now what to do. At that stage, what did Arjuna do? He surrendered to Krishna. So in the second chapter began that Arjuna seeing his eyes full of tears, Madhusudana, Krishna spoke the following words. Kutastva kashmalamidam mishame samapastitam anaryajushtam asvargyam akirti karamal. How have these impurities come upon you? They do not lead to higher planets but to infamy only. So give up the such petty weakness of heart and arise, O chastiser of the enemy. Like that Krishna told. And then Arjuna started to ask, how can I counterattack in men like Bhishma and Deva, and Bhishma Dev and Dronacharya, who are worthy of my worship? I cannot even verbally argue with them, let alone killing them. I definitely, Arjuna, Krishna, would you kill your guru or your teacher, your grandfather like that? He, on the other hand, asked Krishna only. Then, of course, in that purport, it is said that whoever whoever lose discrimination, take the other side. Actually, Bhishma and Dronacharya should have taken the side of Pandavas, but due to they lost the discrimination, they took the side of Kauravas due to some financial assistance they had eaten in their house. So just because of that, they became indebted to them, then they took their side. So Prabhupada says that in that purport that whoever lose discrimination and they had take the side, they are fit to be abandoned also like that. So however, and after that Arjuna did not know whether he should fight or he should leave, nor do we know which is better, conquering them or being conquered by them. If we kill the sons of Dhritarashtra, we should never care to live. Like that he said. Then he didn't know what to do, indecision, doesn't know what to do. But still his doubts continue. Then he says, Karpanya doshopahata svabhava prichami dharma sammudha cheta yakshreyasya nishchitam bruhitanme shishyasteham shadimam tvam prapannam. Now I am confused about my duty and have lost all composure due to miserly weakness. In this condition, I am asking you to tell me for certain what is best for me. Now I am your disciple and a soul surrendered unto you. Please instruct me. Who said this to who? Arjuna said to Krishna, now I am confused about my duty and have lost all composure due to miserly weakness. In this condition, I am asking you to tell me for certain what is best for me. Now I am your disciple and a soul surrendered unto you. Please instruct me. Arjuna surrendered to Krishna. And then Arjuna is saying that, oh, how can I fight? Still his doubts are continuing. Then, till now they were like this. Friendship, Sakhya Rasa. They were equals. And now what happened? Who is this? And this is Arjuna. There is a Rasa Sandhi. It is called change in Rasa. So far it was Sakhya Rasa. And when Arjuna surrendered to Krishna, then what Rasa did it change to? Guru Shishya. So that is what Rasa is that. Shanta Rasa, Dasya Rasa, Sakhya Rasa, Vatsalya Rasa, and Madhuri Rasa. Which one is that? Everybody thinks Dasya Rasa, but it's not. It's Vatsalya. Father and son, Guru and Shishya is like Vatsalya, like father and son, like that. So there's Rasa Sandhi, the Rasa changed, and Krishna became Guru. And first he laughed. Tamuvacha Rishikesha Prahasan Iva Bharata Senayor Bhayor Madhye Vishidantam Midam Vachaha. So Krishna first smiling in midst both the armies, his Krishna started to smile. And that smiling face became very grave. Guru means heavy, not light. Krishna became Guru and started to chastise his disciples, saying that Sri Bhagavan. So when we go to school, the very first, what do we learn first? A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P. Right? So Krishna began Bhagavad Gita. Sri Bhagavan Vacha. Ashochan A starts with A. Ashochan Shochasvam Pragna Vadamscha Bhashase Gata Sunna Gata Sonscha Nanu Shochanti Pandita. He said the Supreme Personality of Godhead said, while speaking learned words, you are mourning for what is not worthy of grief. Those who are wise lament neither for the living nor for the dead. So, while speaking learned words, you are speaking like big Pandit Arjuna. But guess what? You are a fool number one. You don't know who you are. What is your true identity? But you are talking like a big Pandit. So Krishna started to chastise Arjuna. This is the very first reason that Arjuna had given compassion, why he doesn't want to fight. So Krishna is countering that first argument of Arjuna, which was compassion. So it appears that Arjuna doesn't know the basics, who he is, and he's talking big things, 5 good reasons why he doesn't want to fight. So Krishna is saying that you are a fool number one. You don't know who you are, and you're talking big things like Pandit. So Krishna said, while speaking learned words, you're mourning for what is not worthy of grief. What is that is not worthy of grief? Soul or body? It's body, right? So not worthy of grief, neither living or dead. In any condition, one should not lament, because body is so temporary. It can never be saved. The soul can never be killed. So in the very beginning pages of the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna is giving the very fundamental, important knowledge. Until we know who we are not this body, we are the spirit soul. Till then our spiritual life doesn't begin. Spiritual life begins with understanding that we are spirit, not matter. And material world is matter, and spiritual things are spirit. So that is why until we understand that we are spirit souls, not this material body, till then our spiritual life doesn't actually begin. Of course, we do other so many activities, but still our realization of our true identity, that we are the spirit souls, we are not this bodies. Body can never be saved, the soul can never be killed. That is a very beginning knowledge that Krishna is giving to Arjuna, not only to Arjuna, to all of us also. So in the whole world, everybody is working on the bodily platform. So that is called Maya, that which is not. So actually the body, if you may say that it doesn't actually exist, in the sense that it is so temporary, in that sense, it doesn't actually exist. So that is why it is very temporary. Today, tomorrow, or in about week, or 10 days, or in about a month, or a year, it will finish for sure. Body, there is no endurance of the body. Of the soul, there is no change. So then Krishna began to give the very important knowledge that natvevaham jatuna samnatvam neme janadhipa nachayvana bhavishyamah sarve vayam matah param. Never was there a time when I did not exist, nor you, nor all these kings, nor in the future shall any of us cease to be. As souls, we were always there and will always be there. So like that. Then he said that dehinosmin yatha dehe kaumaram yavvanam jara tatha dehantara praptir dhirastatra namuhyati. As the embodied soul continually passes in this body from boyhood to youth to old age, similarly the soul passes into another body at death. A sober person is not bewildered by such a change. But Krishna is telling that actually, you know what, Arjuna, you should be very happy that Bhishma Dev, Dronacharya, Kripa, they all have their old bodies. Now they are going to give up and accept new bodies. So when you give up something old and wear new, you should be actually happy. you should not lament. But then Krishna, Arjuna is telling, no, 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 no. In this body, I have developed a relationship with them. I cannot bear that. I cannot tolerate that. In this particular body, I have relation with them. They are our guru, grandfather, and So how can I not feel bad, lament? Then Krishna said that Matra Sparshas Kante Ya Shvitoshna Sukadukadaha Agamapai no Nitya Samsiti Kshasva Bharata. O son of Kunti, the non-permanent appearance of the happiness and distress and their disappearance is like the appearance and disappearance of winter and summer seasons. O scion of Bharata, one must learn to tolerate all these onslaughts. No? So that is why Krishna is telling the non-permanent appearance of happiness and distress and their disappear in due course are like the appearance and disappearance of winter and summer seasons. And one must learn to tolerate them like that Krishna told. Then afterwards, then whoever can tolerate, they are eligible for liberation. In the 15th verse of the second chapter, Krishna says that who is eligible for liberation? One who can tolerate these onslaughts and Yamhina vyatayante te purusham purushasabha samadutta sukham dhiram somratatvaya kalpate. Oh, best among men, Arjuna, the person who is not disturbed by happiness and distress and is steady in both is certainly eligible for liberation. Then he said that Nasato vidyate bhavo nabhavo vidyate shataha ubhayorapi drushtantah tvanayos tatpadarshibhihi. It is said that those who are seers of truth have concluded that of the non-existent, the material body, there is no endurance. And of the eternal, the soul, there is no change. This they have concluded by studying the nature of both. They have studied the nature of both. What is matter, what is spirit. So, studying the nature of both, they have concluded that of the material body, there is no endurance. It can finish any time. And of the soul, there is no change. This they have concluded by studying the nature of both. Then he said, Avinashi tu sadvidhena sarvam idam tatam vinasham avyasya nakaschit kartumarhati. That which pervades the entire body, you should know to be indestructible. No one is able to destroy that imperishable soul. So then, of course, it is said that Vasamsi najayate mrite va kadachinnayam bhutva bhavita va nabhuyaha ajanitya shashvatayam purano nahanyate hanyamane sharire. For the soul, there is neither birth nor death at any time. He has not come into being, does not come into being, and will not come into being. He is unborn, eternal, ever existing, and primeval. He is not slain when the body is slain. Then he says that Vasamshi jirnani tha vihaya navani grihnati naroparani tatha sharirani vihaya jirnani anyani samati navani dehi. As the person puts on new garments, giving up the old ones, the soul similarly accepts new material bodies, giving up the old and useless ones. Then he is saying that Nainam chindanti shastrani, Nainam dahati pavakaha, Nachainam kledayantyapo, Nashushriyati marutaha. For the soul can never be cut to pieces by any weapon, nor burned by fire, nor moistened by water, nor withered by the wind. You can never destroy that. It cannot be destroyed. But then, then Krishna says that, do you think that you are declining to fight? Do you think that if you don't fight, they won't die? Their body will definitely finish. Whether you fight or not, do you think that their body will not finish? Then he says, Jatasya hi dhruvo mrityur dhruvam janma mritasya cha tasmada pariharyarthe natvam shuchitamarhasi. One who has taken his birth is sure to die. And after death, one is sure to take birth again. Therefore, in the unavoidable discharge of your duty, you should not lament. So Krishna is telling all this. Then, of course, what is the nature of the soul? It is very minute. Like, for example, you take a part of a tip of the hair and divide it into 100 parts and take one part out of that 100 and further divide it into 100 parts and take one part. That is the size of the soul. Look at the amazing things it does. That is when this verse comes. Ascharyavat pashyati kaschidinam ascharyavat vidhi tathaiva chanyah ascharyavat chainam anyashrunoti shrutvapienam vedana chaiva kaschid. Some look upon the soul as amazing, some describe him as amazing, and some hear of him as amazing, while others, even after hearing about him, cannot understand him at all. So that wonderful is that soul. Dehi ityam vadhyayam dehe sarvasya bharata tasmat sarvani bhutani natvam shochitamarhasi. O descendant of Bharata, he who dwells in the body can never be slain. Therefore, you need not grieve for any living being. Krishna is giving very important knowledge. The whole world is running on bodily concept, thinking that I am this body. And all their activities are geared in that direction, that body is permanent, but they don't know how. So this is very, very important to know that what is temporary and what is eternal, where my energies, my time and everything should be dovetailed, Very, very less intelligent people, they're like only caring for the body, but that soul, what is that soul always hankering for the, like, they with the union with the Lord, no, that is who we are actually, but all the human energy is put in that direction, which we are going to. That's what we read in this purport, that material activities and the results end with the body. Material activities and the results end with the body. But work in Krishna consciousness carries a person again to Krishna consciousness. Even a little bit done, also still it is protects the human life. Even after the loss of the body, at least one is sure to get a chance in the next life to be born as a human being. So that is why. So then, then of course, Krishna again says the next section, which is Karma Kanda. So far, from 11 to 30, Krishna spoke about Jnana, knowledge. What knowledge did Krishna give to Arjuna? You are not the body, you are eternal spirit soul. The body can never be saved. The soul can never be killed. Very, very important knowledge. Then the second section, the third section, Krishna is giving Karma Kanda, acting with a fruitive mentality. That is not actually Krishna's intention, but he's little bit giving little bit of enthusiasm to Arjuna to fight on the, like, fruitive mentality, like that. He's saying that if you consider it, so you are a kshatriya, you are born kshatriya, so your duty, your born, your nature is to fight. Shauryam teja dhritidaksham vidya chapyapalayanam danam ishvara bhavascha kshatram karma swabhavajan. In 18th chapter 42nd 43rd verse, Krishna says that what are the duties for the kshatriyas. We have to fight. So leadership, courage in battle, generosity, all these things are qualities for kshatriyas, they have to do. So Arjuna is a kshatriya, but he want to act like a brahmana. He want to be non-violent. He want to go to forest and he doesn't want to fight. He thinks that, oh, what do I better beg, why should I need this kingdom and all? I rather, killing all these people. What am I going to gain? I better go and beg Krishna. Like that also Arjuna said. But he doesn't. Krishna did not approve such a proposition from Arjuna that he'll go to forest. You have to act. Nature of the soul is to be active, cannot be inactive at any time. So that is, even if you don't fight also, do you think that you will refrain from reactions? Definitely, you will still get reaction. Nahi kaschit kshanamapi jato tishtatya karma krit karyate hevashah karma sarva prakriti. Everyone is forced to act helplessly according to the modes they have acquired. No one can refrain from doing something, not even for a moment. So the nature of the soul is to be active. So here, of course, Krishna is telling that you are a kshatriya. If you, Arjuna's argument was, if I fight and kill all these people, I'll incur sin. But Krishna is countering that argument. He's saying that if you don't fight, you'll incur sin. And people have esteemed your name and fame. And if you don't fight, you will be getting. If you, so Krishna is saying in either ways, will have win-win situation only. If you fight and win the battle, then you will rule the kingdom. And if you lose and if you die, you will go to heavenly planets. But if you don't fight, what will happen? Infamy, and for a respectable person, dishonor is worse than death, Krishna says. If you're going to decline to fight, then you rather you die, that is better for you. Because for a respectable person, dishonor is worse than death. Everybody will tell, you will get akirti, infamy. Yeah? This is what Krishna's argument for Arjuna is that if, however, you do not perform your religious duty of fighting, then you will certainly incur sin for neglecting your duties and thus lose your reputation as a fighter. People will always speak of your infamy, and for a respectable person, dishonor is worse than death. Then the great generals who have highly esteemed your name and fame will think that you have left the battlefield out of fear only. Nobody will think, oh, Arjuna is so compassionate, he's so kind person, so he doesn't want to fight. They'll think, hey, he's so cowardly. Like, like he has ran away from the, they will talk very not good about you. People who have highly esteemed your name and fame will think that you have left the battlefield out of fear only, and thus you will consider you insignificant. Your enemies will describe you in many unkind words and scorn your ability. What could be made more painful for you? O son of Kunti, either you will be killed on the battlefield and attain the heavenly planets, or you will conquer and enjoy the earthly kingdom. Therefore, get up with determination and fight. Then sukha dukkhe same kritva labha bhojaya jayo tato yuddha yujjasva naivam papam avapsyati. Do the fight for the sake of fighting. This is very important for everybody to be on that. Without considering happiness or distress, loss or gain, victory or defeat, in that very this thing you have to fight. Don't expect anything from anything. Just do your duty, because duty is built on, bhakti is built on duty platform. That is why you is saying that do the fight for the sake of fighting without considering happiness or distress, loss or gain, victory or defeat, and by so doing, you shall never incur sin. So Krishna is now going to tell about Nishkama Karma Yoga. So Arjuna is telling, I don't want to fight, I want to go to forest so that I can not get reactions. But Krishna is not approving such a thing. He's saying that, no, you have to fight. If you don't fight, you'll incur sin. So Krishna is telling here the art of doing work. What is the art of doing work? So in the second section, Krishna spoke about knowledge. What knowledge did he talk about? Difference between body and soul. And then in the in the next section, he talked about karma kanda. So karma, action, doing action in a fruitive mentality. So now Krishna is telling the fourth section, which is called Nishkama Karma Yoga, acting in knowledge with detachment, detached work. Because you have knowledge, you are not this body, you are the spirit soul. And then action should be done in detachment. When you do that, you will not incur any sin. That was Arjuna's predicament, that if I fight, I'll get sin. So if I just, then, he wanted to go to forest. But Krishna is saying that he's telling the art of doing work, because every action has a reaction. So Krishna is teaching the art of doing work. Buddhi yukta jahati have sukrita dushkrite tasmad yoga yujjasva yoga karmasu kaushalam. So now Krishna is telling, thus far I have described this knowledge to you through analytical study. Now listen as I explain in terms of working without fruitive results. Oh no, oh son of Pritha, when you act in such knowledge, you can free yourself from bondage of works. What is keeping us bound in this material world? Because we are very much attached to our fruits of our activities. So that is the reason we are being transmigrated from one body to another since time immemorial. Urdhva moolam madaha shakam ashwatham prahuravyayam. We have been stuck here. So Krishna is teaching Arjuna the art of doing work. How? Acting without getting reaction. That is the art of doing work. So what is that? Bhakti. So in the section 2, he told about knowledge. In section 3, he talked about karma. So acting in this 3 plus 2, that is 3 is karma and second section is jnana. Acting in jnana with detachment will relieve you from all reactions. It becomes akarma like that. So akarma means not that not doing activity which does not lead reaction. That is called akarma. So now Krishna is telling that Nishkama Karma Yoga, how to do. This verse very, very important. Neha vikramanashasti pratyavayo navidyate swalpamapyasya dharmasya trayate mahato bhayat. In this endeavor, what endeavor? In this bhakti yoga, there is no loss or diminution. Even a little advancement on this path can protect from one from the most dangerous type of fear. What is that most dangerous type of fear? Of course, death is there. Everybody will die. That is a known fact. What is that? That is very most dangerous type of fear. Yeah, losing our human life, no? Human birth, losing, that is the most dangerous type, because Prahlad Maharaj says in Bhagavatam, only human form of life affords one a chance to return home back to Godhead. Dog, a cat, a monkey, of course, in Vrindavan, monkeys. So, the animals cannot go back to Godhead. Only human form affords one a chance to return home back to Godhead. So, only in human form we can do, like Prahlad also says in Bhagavatam, thus Kaumara acharit pragno dharman bhagavataniha durlabham manusham janma tadapadruvam artadam. Kaumara, when should we begin bhakti? From the tender age of childhood, not in ripe old age. Huh? Kaumara acharit pragno. Kaumara, from the tender age, Kaumara acharit means practice pragno. Who will practice this devotional service from tender age? The one who is very intelligent. Pragno, pragna. So he says that Kaumara acharit pragno dharman bhagavataniha. Only in human form we can do Bhagavata dharma. आहार निद्र भयमैथुनश्च समन्यमेतत् पशुभिर्नराणां धर्मो हि तेषाम् अधिको विशेषो धर्मेण हीनः पशुभिः समानः. We also act like animals, like eating, sleeping, mating, defending. What is the difference between animal and the human being? So dharmo hi tesham adhiko vishesho. The adhika vishesha of human life is we can do dharma, Bhagavad dharma. That is what the human form of life is meant for, actually. Bhagavad Dharma. Then he says that Durlabha Manushan Janma, getting human form very, very rare. Although temporary, very meaningful. Why? Because in that human form, we can do devotion. Even little bit we do, we can attain perfection. So that is what this verse says. Even Swalpam Apyasa Dharmasya, Trayate Mahato Bhayat. Our human form is protected. And then we will, another thing is, any endeavor that we do in Krishna consciousness bears permanent results. In material world, whatever we do, that's what we read now. Material activities and the results end with the body. But anything that we do, Krishna consciousness, for example, in this life, that's what in sixth chapter of the Gita, Arjuna asked one question to Krishna, that ayati shraddhayopeto yogakchalitamanasah aprapye samsiddhim kamgatim Krishna gacchati. Arjuna said, oh Krishna, what is the destination of the unsuccessful trance? So what is Arjuna telling here is, if somebody has taken bhakti path in the beginning with great faith, he has taken bhakti path. Then what happened? Due to some circumstances, somebody teaching him that, oh, why you're going to Krishna, they'll teach you all renunciation. Don't drink coffee, don't drink tea, no onion, garlic, no watching TV. What is this? Life is meant to enjoy. Why don't go and mix with them? They will like pollute their mind. Then he'll say that, oh, then he will deviate. In the beginning, he take with all ayati shraddhayo peto. With shraddha he took in the beginning. But later, due to worldly mindedness, he desists. Then what will happen to such a person? In the beginning, he took up very seriously, giving up all material, he took to spiritual life. But then now he gave up spiritual life and he gave up material and took spiritual. Now he gave up spiritual and material. He is like a ribbon cloud with no position in any sphere. What will happen to such a person? What gati will he get? Who is asking this? Arjuna is asking to Krishna, so that we all also have doubt, what will we get next gati, like that. So Arjuna is asking, oh Krishna, what is the destination of the unsuccessful transcendentalist who in the beginning takes to the process of self-realization with faith and who later desists due to worldly mindedness and thus does not attain perfection in mysticism? This is my doubt, O Krishna, and I ask you to dispel it completely. But for you, no one is to be found who can destroy this doubt. And he also says that, O mighty armed Krishna, does not such a man who is bewildered on the path of transcendence fall away from both spiritual and material success and perish like a ribbon cloud with no position in any sphere? And this is my doubt, O Krishna, and I ask you to dispel it completely. But for you, no one is to be found who can destroy this doubt. So Krishna said that, then Krishna begins to answer. No, what is that? Sri Bhagavan uvacha parthanai namutra vinashastasya vidyate nahi kalyana krit kaschid durgatim tata gacchate. Krishna is saying that those who have done auspicious activities, kalyana, nahi kalyana krit, those who have done auspicious, they will never meet with destruction. For them, all good will only happen. So what will happen? Somebody has taken to the bhakti path, and they have done for a short time and they have deviated. For such people, Krishna gives them an opportunity. They go to heavenly planets and enjoy for a long time. Then they take birth on the earth as in a Brahmana family or in a Vaishya family. Brahmana family is very cultured, samskaras are instilled in the consciousness, and that becomes very favorable to take up Krishna consciousness. That is the Krishna gives that mercy of being born in a Brahmana family. Shuchinam Srimatam Gehe. Because Shuchi means Brahmana birth. He gives the birth in a Brahmana family wherein he can further, because in the family good samskaras are instilled in consciousness, so it becomes very favorable to take up to Krishna consciousness. That is the Krishna gives that uh, opportunity for us to be born in a Brahmana family. And how about Vaishya family? Vaishya, so today even to eat my food, Krishna says in the Gita 3rd chapter that even to maintain our body we have to work hard. So, Sharira Yatra Pichite Naprasidhyada Karmanaha. So, he says that we want to maintain our body, we have to work. So, but Vaishyas, what happens? They are born rich. When they take, that is why they are called like, Vanik, they say, no? They are very rich from birth. So, they don't have to work hard to earn their living. And that way they can get that time to use their life for Krishna consciousness, to develop their devotional service to Krishna and engage in bhakti. So these are the Krishna gives very nice opportunities. Those who have done bhakti, even swalpam apyasya, little bit if you do also, Krishna gives that opportunity. At least he retains our human birth, which is so good. Otherwise, this same lecture, if I go and tell in the zoo, do you think the animals will be able to understand anything? Isn't it? So human birth, higher birth, not ordinary. It's very responsible birth. That is why in human birth there is karma. For animals there is no karma, because God has given them, Krishna has given them lower birth. So they're only eating, sleeping, mating, defending. That's all. But human birth, very responsible. Every action we have to take responsibility for that, for our every action. We cannot blame Krishna. No, why did you give this? No, you paved your own grave. So Krishna is not the responsible. We ourselves, we have desired. Urdhva Mula Madaha Shakam. Why did this banyan tree example given in 15th chapter, the reflection of the tree, though this material world is the reflection of the spiritual world. How did this reflection come from? Our own desires. It is standing on that our own desires. We desired, man proposes, God disposes. Very mercifully, while serving Krishna in the spiritual world, we developed a sort of enviousness. Oh, why should he be master? Why can't I be master? Why should I be servant? This sort of mentality. Then Krishna said, with this mentality, you cannot live here. Ekale Ishvara Krishna Arasabhabhritya. Here, only one Ishvara, that is Supreme God, Krishna. And everybody is only servants here. You cannot take my position here. Definitely, I'll fulfill your desire to be master. I'll create a material world where you can be masters. So we create, so-called. We create, actually there is no need of creation of this material world at all. In Delhi, the capital city, there is no need of prison house, no need of jail there. Why? Because people are breaking the laws of the state. So for the reformation, to punish them, this jail is created. Similarly, this material world is also a jail. Because we have misbehaved, we utilized our minute degree of independence. That is why this material world was necessary to be created. Otherwise, there is no need at all. It is our desire. That is why we have to be very, very careful what we desire. We cannot be desireless. Prabhupada says we cannot be desireless. We have to desire something. But what we desire, that is very, very important. Be very, very mindful, be very thoughtful what we desire. So that Urdhva Moolam, 15th chapter is all about desire only. Why this? So coming back to this, so Brahmana family, and if somebody has done bhakti for a long time, then Krishna gives opportunity to be born in a transcendental family. Prabhupada writes in the purport that myself and my Guru Maharaj had this opportunity of being born in transcendental families. From the beginning, we were given good culture, divine culture, because in the previous life you have done 80-90%. So already you get attracted to this divine principles, spiritual things, no? And the parents, they bring up, like, Prabhupada, in the very childhood itself, Gaur Mohan, they took him to the temple in the early morning and gave good sanskar, all devotional practices. And Prabhupada, even when he was a childhood, he used to play only like Rath Yatra and things like that. So good culture. Even Gaur Mohan, he was a businessman. When he would come in the night at 10 p.m., even at that time, he would go and the children would have been slept like Prabhupada, and they were then Gaur Mohan, they will take bath and he'll do deity worship. When they hear the ringing bell, then they sit up and see. So, because naturally, this Krishna very nicely says in this chapter that very nicely they get attracted because of the previous life so much, 80-90%, and naturally they get attracted to this divine things. No? And in that life, they will finish all the misgivings and then go back to Godhead. So, like that, Krishna gives this opportunity. So, that is why bhakti is very powerful. Huh? Even little bit we do knowingly, and sometimes some people may do even unknowingly, still bhakti is very potent. Like once the bird, Vatapakshi, like one dog was chasing that bird, and that bird didn't know how to escape. It went on circumambulating the Vishnu temple and went back to Godhead. And this rat, once the ghee wick was there in the altar, and this rat came to eat that ghee wick actually. And then what happened? He was pushing that diya, was pushing, and in the process, what happened? Its mustache, uska मूंछ को आग लग गया. ऐसा करके वो गोल 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 घूमने लगा. फिर भगवान ने सोचा इसने मेरे को आरती कर रहा है करके उसको सीधा वैकुंठ. तो ऐसा जाने या अनजाने फिर भी कुछ भी करते ना, उसका बहुत होता है. पूतना देखो, पूतना भगवान को मारने आई थी. शी हैड कम टू किल कृष्णा एक्चुअली, बट कृष्णा सॉ हर भाव and ignored. Krishna saw her attire and ignored her attitude. Attire means she came motherly attire. What does mother do? Feed child the milk. So he saw Krishna always very, very merciful. Aho bakiyam starakala kutam jigam shayapayad apyasadbhi lebhe gatim dhatri muchitam tatonyam kamvadayalum sharanam rajema. Who can be more merciful than Krishna? She came to feed him poison and kill him. And Krishna is saying, what is the little good she has done where I can give her mercy? Huh? She came in the motherly form, even though her intention was very, very, very not good. Huh? Very, but Krishna saw that one little she came in the motherly form. He gave her mercy. And even she came to feed a poison. And what to speak of gopis and the cows who fed Krishna with so much love and devotion? What will they get? So this is how Krishna is very, very merciful Lord. Regardless of all that, is very, very merciful. So doing any devotion to Krishna is very like it will take us to whatever we do, it is intact. In this life, if I have done 70, next life starts with 71. But in this life, if I accumulated 70 million crores of dollars, next life I have to start with zero again. This is what is very important thing to know. What is permanent, what is eternal, and what is temporary. And where should I engage all my energies, time, and all? Then where I shouldn't. What is going to come with me when I go? What I'm going to leave behind? How not good. So this is where our intelligence has to become very sharp and use our rarely attained human form for that which we are going to take with us when we go, not leave behind. Thanking you all very much for your attention. Hare Krishna. Hope it made sense. Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama.